Dear participants, it is my pleasure to welcome you to today's webinar on the Master's Degree Program in Cybersecurity offered by the German University of Digital Science. Before we dive in, I would like to start our webinar with a short round of introductions for both the speakers and the participants. So, dear participants, it would be great if you could write in the chat where you're from and how you have heard about us. I am Nicoleta, and together with my colleague Manisha, as student affairs managers, we support our students in their journey from the moment they start an application until they graduate. We're student focused and give our best to make sure that you have a successful and an enriching experience at the German UDS. Today, it is an honor to have Dr. Pejman Najafi as our main speaker, who is the program coordinator for the master's degree in cybersecurity. Now, I'd like to hand it over to my colleagues so they can share a few words and introduce themselves.
Would you like to go ahead?
Yeah, I can give a short introduction. I also have a slide that I can get deeper later. But thanks for your introduction. Yeah, as you said, my name is Pejman Najafi, and I've been in this domain for quite some time, and basically for now responsible at German UDS for the cybersecurity degree. And throughout the presentation, basically shortly, I will go deeper introducing myself and the course and how it is structured.
Excellent. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. As Nicoleta also already introduced me, I'm Manisha, and I work with her in the Student Affairs Department at German UDS. And my role within the team mostly focuses on offering student support and services. And we will talk more about that as we go forward in this webinar. And we are really excited to have you all here today with us and really looking forward to a good exchange. Thank you.
Thank you, Manisha. Thank you for joining us today. Dear participants, please feel free to write in the chat as well, introducing yourselves, who you are, where you're from, how have you heard about us. We're also keen to meeting you in this way as well. Of course, we can give you a little bit of an overview of what we will be discussing today. So we'll be covering the following topics as listed here and end with a Q&A session. So in that session, we're really looking forward to hearing your questions, supporting you in any way you might need, and we will make sure to address each question you will have and provide additional information as needed. So let's get started with the main question. So what makes German UDS truly different? Well, I'm thrilled to share that we are Germany's first fully digital university. We're a global community of thought leaders and academic innovators changing the face of digital education and strengthening connections with businesses across all sectors. We offer a unique opportunity to receive a German education and university degree at a distance with access for students from all over the world. Before giving you a sneak peek into our metaverse style campus that will revolutionize education, I will first pass the virtual microphone to Dr. Pejman Najafi, who will share all the key details about our master's program in cybersecurity. With that being said, I will stop sharing my screen so you can share your presentation.
Thank you, Nicoleta. All right, let me share my screen. So I hope you do have my screen at the moment. Great.
Yes.
So today I wanted to walk you through what is the MSc Cybersecurity at German UDS. More specifically, to going through the following agenda items, tell you a bit about myself, basically going in more details, introduce you to the world of cybersecurity, why is it important, why should you care about it, and what is ahead if you decided to choose this path, and end up with giving you an overview of what to expect with a degree in cybersecurity at German UDS. So, first few words about myself. I've done my basic education in cybersecurity from my master's to my PhD, and I've been quite involved in the domain for more than 10 years. I decided to take more of an industry path, as we will see shortly. One of the good things about cybersecurity is that your paths are quite open on where you end up going. And while I always kept one foot in academia, I also kept one in industry, hence a lot of collaboration and work with big companies like Cisco, Telecom, SAP, Shell, and so on. And my interest in cybersecurity has always been around applying advanced analytics and artificial intelligence or AI into solve traditional cybersecurity challenges. And you would see me at German UDS giving lectures more specifically for two courses at the moment, and that is cybersecurity fundamentals and systems and network security. With that said, I want to give you a bit of introduction to world of cybersecurity and start with maybe a bit of historical background and context. Well, the term security kind of has changed quite a lot since the beginning of IT and networks and systems. In 1960s, when we talked about security, it was always about these huge computers, mainframes, and protecting them was more of a physical essence. So security was a physical thing. You just had to make sure access to computers are, well, secure. Uh, then we went to 1980s with the birth of internet and personal computers. It started to becoming more about like secrecy, confidentiality. Hence, the world of cryptography starting popping up left and right, different techniques, different methods in order to have secure, confidential, without integrity violation communication between parties. We go to 2000, where with the World Wide Web and global connectivity, we started thinking of security more as, well, we need to care about it. But even then, it was more like reactive in a sense that we always first built stuff and then thought about the security. Hence, a lot of the problems that we have even up till a few years ago comes from technologies that were built back then. And since then, from 2010 onward, with Industry 4.0 and basically cyber physical systems, cybersecurity became bigger and bigger and bigger every year that we passed with every innovation that came. And then we, well, realized that we need to take it seriously. It's no longer just a reactive thing. We need to be preventive, reactive, proactive, retroactive, and basically think about it quite a lot. Hence, the world of cybersecurity as we know it today. And if you try to define it, you will find different definitions across the industry and academia. But I like to summarize it basically into the following things. Cybersecurity is about protecting our assets from threats. Which assets? Network devices, systems that include software, hardware, our data, our infrastructure, anything that is important for us from threats. And when it comes to cybersecurity, is a lot to do with managing risks. At the end of the day, is about risks that we want to be counting for and somehow control that to a sense, particularly a cyber risk. And why do we care about that? Because every once in a while, if you check out the news, you would hear something that went wrong in the world of cybersecurity. We've got data breaches, we've got vulnerabilities, we got nation states, advanced persistent threats. Data breaches that you might hear quite often. According to some studies, 85% of organizations fall victim of a data breach at some point in their life. Data breaches that can cost up to millions for the organization. So that's quite a lot of money to worry about for all enterprises. It's not just about that, but also the damage to the reputation, legal consequences. And this happens more than you would imagine, from small companies to large companies, that you will be surprised how much data leakage can cause problem for them. We would see these in throughout the lectures if you decided to pursue your academic path at UDS. But also vulnerabilities are quite big. You hear left and right, Log4j, Eternal Blue, MOVEit, all of them crippling the world. And not only that, but also nation state attacks. So cybersecurity goes sometimes even beyond just information, goes to the world of safety. What happens when nations attack each other, cripple their infrastructure? Iran nuclear centrifuges get attacked. They cause them to spun out of control and causing damage. X country attack Y country's smart grid and electricity. And these consequences are quite hard. And if we try to look into the landscape, basically we would see if you try to understand who are the targets, well, the enterprises are first big targets for a lot of the adversaries and attackers. Why? Because a lot of money goes there. But also goes beyond that. Individuals are the targets, nations, critical infrastructures, as I mentioned. And if you look into who are the threat actors, in a sense, again, they can be many, many actors. They can be insiders, hacktivists, hackers, nation states, terrorists, even employees to some extent for the companies. And if you try to look into why, you come to different conclusions because of money, because of entertainment, because of a cause or ego, status, or entrance to some social groups. And these are the reasons why attackers attack their targets. And what is the stake? Well, quite a lot, as mentioned already. Financial losses, legal consequences, reputation damage, national security. So these shows the importance of cybersecurity and why we should care about it, or well, why I think is an interesting topic. And if you try to unravel cybersecurity, we see that soon it started to root its basically uh, path towards different subcategories from hardware to software to application to enterprise security to artificial intelligence security to people and security, wireless network, cloud. So all other IT-based discipline would have to somehow connect to security. And that's what we mean when we talk about cyber security. All these under the umbrella. So with that as an introduction, I want to focus a bit why should you study that? So I think I already gave quite a lot of reasons why that's an interesting topic. And at least I think it's one of the well suited IT or computer-based path that one can take. But if I would be asked to what other motivation factors one can have, particularly in terms of career, well, career perspective is quite good. Studying cybersecurity means kind of having a bulletproof path for your future. Career is quite hot currently, meaning the demand is much, much more than what we can supply. There are a lot of high paying, so most importantly, high paying jobs and lack of cybersecurity experts. That makes someone with expertise in cybersecurity very demanding and a lot of jobs for them. And the other good thing is there are solid jobs, meaning with a lot of jobs, sometimes there could be downturns, like something gets hyped, then it goes away. But with cybersecurity, it's not like that. It's basically an continuously and only getting worse kind of situation. The more innovation we have, the more things we have to worry about to make it secure. So as things get developed, you also get even more important in a sense, or there will be more jobs. So career is quite basically future proof in a sense and bright from that perspective. But also, if I would be asked, what is the other reason why you think cybersecurity is interesting to study and for its future? The second item that I would select would be the challenge. So one good thing about cybersecurity is that it is very challenging, it's very interesting. Every day could be a new puzzle. Every time there's a new technology, that's a new thing to worry about and learn. That means that you will never get bored and you will always have to keep up with the challenge. That makes the life of a cybersecurity expert quite interesting, that you always feel important and you always feel like there's a need for you and there's something to learn. Although, if you think about it, there's also somehow a bad aspect to it. I mean, I have to mention it, which is this double-edged sword. From another perspective, you could also argue it is quite challenging. I mean, no one can lie about that. The idea of basically being constantly up to date with everything that is happening, this is part of the job. Every innovation mean you kind of have to understand it. Well, blockchain came, artificial intelligence came, you need to kind of understand in order to be able to secure it. That means it's a never-ending path. It has its good side, which I would find it quite interesting because it's challenging, but that means that you also have to be up to date constantly. So these are the reasons that I would think is very bright to study cybersecurity. And if you ask me where can you end up after studying, well, there's a lot of roles that you can have after finishing a degree in cybersecurity. On the right hand of this slide, I try to summarize, just put the roles as keywords for you. But if I try to categorize it, basically you can end up in enterprises, governments, and research or academia even. And if you just checked on LinkedIn, for instance, I just checked for the last 24 hours in Germany, and there were 621 new jobs posted. So there is a lot of roles that you can apply for after finishing this degree, and quite bright future in a sense. With that said, I think it's enough for motivation of cybersecurity. So let's focus a bit on what is a degree looking like at German UDS. So this is a 2 years degree for MSc, so master level, 8 quarters and 120 CTS. The way this was constructed was to be appealing to almost everybody because it was meant to give foundational knowledge and build up from there. And not only focus on technicality, but also a bit of strategic mindset behind it. So making it suitable for also leaders, managers, or people who wants to take a career shift. So if I would summarize who is it for? Well, anybody who's trying to specialize in the grad, but also professionals and managers and leaders who want to sharpen their skills in cybersecurity. If you look at the curriculum for the degree, we would see these 8 quarters. That if we try to look into what is ahead, would basically be organized in the following. First, the core foundations, which would be the first 3 quarters that you would have to participate in 3 of the fundamental lectures for cybersecurity. That is fundamentals, which goes through cryptography, the basic concepts, and getting you up to speed with the foundation. Hence, the reason why I mention is for everybody. Then it goes deeper to system, network, and software. It also builds around it with big data a bit and also information security management, which is not the technical aspect, but also the standards, the frameworks, and basically understanding the other non-technical aspect. We also have for the first quarters, the root camp and the coding camps. The coding camp, of course, as any technical IT-based degree, you are required to understand a programming language. And what better than Python, which can serve you well in many domains. So a lot of the coding camp that teaches you fundamental of the programming language and give you the skills to work throughout the degree for a particular programming language. And we also have the root camps, which is there to solve your basically problem solving, design thinking, thinking like innovators, and sharpen your soft skills than technical skills. Because an interesting thing about cybersecurity is often more than you would imagine, the problem will not be the technical aspect of it, but rather the people. So it's very interesting to think how people participate in order to make things secure. And people and security is quite interesting. And how would you communicate security at a higher level, especially at an organization level? So these root camps are there to help you with these soft skills and innovation aspect. Then we go to electives for the next quarter. So these will be your chance to specialize in a particular topic. There are a lot of electives to choose from, and particularly those from the cybersecurity that teaches you now specialized technicality. So from AI to enterprise to red teaming, penetration testing, and so on. Then you've got the master challenge, which basically is very similar to the group challenge, but with a difference that now the requirements come from a company. This is a perfect opportunity for showcase your capabilities to your possibly future employees or perhaps your academic career, as this would be the real world implementation of a security challenge. And we end up with your master thesis. Basically, as you probably already know, this is the chance for you to work individually on a project that you're passionate about, of course, with your professor acknowledgement, and allow you to think, research, and deliver all by yourself. And that's the curriculum at a glance. And if you are wondering what to expect, well, the thing is that every professor within the cybersecurity curriculum will have a chance to decide their own module. So it is completely up to them, but you could see a commonality and somehow a theme through all of them. And that will be mostly 6 to 8 weeks of content provided to you as short videos, 10 minutes videos, around 2 hours a week. You will end up doing quizzes, so multiple choice questions to just make sure you understand the topic. You will have coursework, lab exercises, mini projects, and perhaps somehow sometimes research papers that you need to do, depending on the course again and the professor. You can also expect office hours, weekly connects with your professors, and also, very importantly, discussion forums, which is your chance to communicate with your peers. And that is the cybersecurity at a glance, so the MSc degree at German UDS. And I hope this presentation gave you a good overview of what to expect going forward if you decided. With that, I think I can pass it to you, Nicoletta.
Excellent. Thank you so much for this insightful and thorough presentation. It is very helpful to have all of these details and be able to hear the ins and outs and the career potential. Let me just quickly share my screen as well so we can continue with that part. 1 second. I just need to make sure that the sound is optimized because we're going to watch some short videos. And once you're able to see my screen fully, please let me know.
Yep.
Excellent. All right. So, dear participants, if you remember, I mentioned our campus of virtual education. So, we are currently building it. We aim to create a virtual space with the possibility of communicating with professors and students through avatars, participating in classes in a 3D world, attending virtual lectures, labs, and practical exercises. So, let's have a sneak peek.
People to spend their time in here when they're studying. So on this platform, one day you should be able to do everything. You should have your learning platform here, you should have your lectures here, you have your exams here, you do all the studying here, and it's also for exchanging and sharing study material. We also want to invite other universities and companies on Cove, give them a space, easily reachable, because I think this is what collaboration needs.
Exciting, isn't it? And just to mention, this is work in progress and we will share more updates accordingly. Now, I'd also like to introduce you to Eva, our digital avatar, who would like to share why German University of Digital Science might be the best option for your studies.
Hey, I'm Ava. I am a digital avatar. As a student at the German University of Digital Science, you stand at the forefront of educational innovation. Our virtual university model is designed to fit seamlessly into your life, no matter where you are or what your schedule looks like. Here's why choosing our virtual university can be a game changer for you. You have the freedom to access your courses anytime and from anywhere. This means you can tailor your studies around your personal and professional commitments, managing your time in a way that works best for you without sacrificing your education. Studying with us is more affordable compared to traditional private universities. You save on commuting, housing, and many other campus-related expenses, making higher education more accessible financially. Engage with advanced learning technologies that enhance your educational experience. Whether through virtual reality that brings complex concepts to life or AI-driven tools that personalize your learning journey, you benefit from an education that keeps pace with industry innovations. Connect with peers across the globe, collaborate on projects, and gain diverse perspectives that enrich your understanding and prepare you for a global workforce. This network can become a valuable professional resource for future opportunities. By participating in virtual learning, you contribute to reducing the carbon footprint associated with traditional campus settings. This commitment to environmental sustainability reflects a forward-thinking approach to global challenges. Our courses are designed with direct input from industry leaders to ensure relevance to current job markets. This alignment increases your employability, equipping you with skills that are highly valued in the workforce. Choosing the German University of Digital Science means embracing a modern education system that is smart, sustainable, and strategic. It's not just about earning a degree, it's about being prepared for the challenges and opportunities of the digital future.
Excellent. And now I would like for us to shift the discussion towards the student services that we offer. And with that, I'd like to pass the word to Manisha.
Thank you, Nicoleta, and thank you, Pejman, for the insightful or insider view into the program and also what German UDS really stands for. And I'm really happy to also introduce to you a little bit of the student support and services that we offer here. So at German UDS, we understand that your success is not necessarily limited to the lectures that you'll be attending and getting really good grades, but it's so much more than that, more so that we will be meeting each other virtually. So it's really important that we create the support system for you where we can support you both professionally and personally. So for that, we created several programs that have been planned for you and will be offered to you during the course of your studies. So majority of this is pertaining to your career, like Pejman was already talking about the different career opportunities that you have after completing your studies. So just to bolster you in that journey and equip you with all the updated information, we will be providing you career coaching, expert talks that will be organized with our professors and industry experts. And we will be hosting various events and conferences that you will also be able to take part virtually. And besides that, you will also receive counseling support when it comes to academics or personal struggles. And you will also have access to an array of digital learning tools for your study programs, and also beyond that to have informal communications with your professors, with your peers, and together with all these services, we believe that your learning journey would be much more exciting and fulfilling. And then let's move on to another exciting thing that we plan to offer at German UDS. So these are the career weeks, and these have been planned to offer to all the enrolled students at German UDS. And we will be offering this program 2 to 3 times a year because we understand that there might be some issues with, gaining access to a visa and coming to Germany. So this is one of the programs which is in person. So you will get a chance to come to Germany and take part in an internship with a German company, and also along the side have access to several workshops that will prepare you for career opportunities, like understanding the various fields that you will be able to work in, preparing your CV, and also hearing from the guest speakers in both industry and academia. You will also get to meet your professors and the team at German UDS when you're here. And the internships will be offered with several German companies, ranging from tech industries to medicine, research, consulting, and etc. And beyond the professional development that this program will offer you, you will also receive or we will also be offering you various cultural tours and social events, and that will also help you connect with your peers, have a great time while you are in Germany, experiencing the local culture and making some great memories. And then at the end of this 4-week program, you will also receive a certificate of participation and ECTS credits based on the internship hours that you have spent. And these would be a concrete value addition to your CV. And also, whether you're looking to break into a new industry or expand your international exposure, I think career weeks will be a really powerful stepping stone for you guys. And then let's take a look at what our current students have to say about our various study programs and their learning experience with us. So as you can see, we have several students from different parts of the world, and what has been the most consistent theme in the experiences that they have shared with us is the high quality teaching, the personalized support that they receive from the teaching teams and the professors, and also the sense of being this huge global learning community that we are building. And we are really proud of the relationships and the connections that we have built with our learners. We are very open to the feedback, and we constantly keep innovating our learning approaches based on how our students feel about it. And we are really focused on creating a very student-centered system here at German UDS, so that you never feel the lack of the convenience or the services that you would otherwise have in a traditional university setup, and even more so that you have like more of a personalized access to your professors. You can speak to them beyond your learning hours. And also the team at German UDS is always happy to support you in whichever way we can. And we are really keen on expanding this community worldwide along with you. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Manisha. And dear participants, if you're wondering now, I'm very interested, I'm so excited. How can I apply? How can I join? I'm happy to share that we actually have a very smooth and easy application process for all of our programs. So you can see our MBA programs and Masters of Science programs listed here on the left side of the slide, and the application process is the same for all of them. So if you were to scan the QR code, it would take you to our application portal where you would just register there, fill in your personal details, choose your program, and submit the required documents as listed here. So for a smooth and faster response rate, just make sure that you submit all the required documents, and we aim at giving an admission decision within a week. We really value and treasure your time, and we want to support you to make a fast decision for your career. And with that being said, it's worthwhile mentioning that we have 2 intakes in April and in October. You have enough time to apply for the October intake, and the current tuition fees are 7,500 per year, and the fee includes full access to learning materials, platforms, and academic support, and possibility to extend your studies free of charge. With that being said, I assume by now you might have some questions, be it about the application process, the program, student support that we offer, and I would like to switch to the Q&A, so we start hearing from you and provide more information that is relevant for you, or maybe there is something that we didn't get to touch upon and you'd like to learn more about this. Just please let us know in the question and in the Q&A section. I think a participant raised their hand.
Can you hear me?
Yes, hi.
Hello, hi. Thank you so much. That was really, really helpful. And I think I'm quite excited about this opportunity. I have a couple of questions. First one is for the high school diploma. I have been working now for the past 25 years. I've graduated from university in the year 2000. My high school is in 1995. And I think I have it somewhere, but it's in Arabic. So I'm not sure if this is going to be enough. Also, I'm not sure how I can really, validate this. I absolutely can validate my engineering bachelor's degree and my MBA, but I'm not sure about the high school document itself. So, yeah.
Thank you so much for this question. That should be enough in this case if you have so many years of experience, but we need the bachelor absolutely with with translation and transcript. If you have done any other trainings in the meantime, we would like to know. And if you have the original original high school diploma to submit, that's great. But we understand in certain cases, after so many years, you might not have it, so that would not be an obstacle. We focus on making it as easy and smooth for you. So do submit what you currently have, but the bachelor is absolutely mandatory with the transcript so we can check everything you have done.
Yes, I did submit already my application, and because it was mandatory to have a document in the high school document, I submitted my bachelor's degree again. So I hope this is not a problem. So that's the first question. The second question is, I have been working now in the cybersecurity field for probably 25 years, and that's across different organizations, Cisco, IBM, Amazon Web Services, and others. And my objective is really to take the master's degree to hopefully enable me to continue for a PhD degree within the German Digital University as well. So a couple of questions here. First one is this possible? I am not sure. It doesn't seem that you have formal information about a PhD program that follows the MSc. And the second question is, because of the experience I have, does that allow me to waive some of the courses, or I will have to take it? I'm happy both ways. I just want to understand the process.
Thank you so much for this good questions. We often get them as well. I'm happy to answer, but I also want to give the stage also if Manisha or Dr. Najafi would like to say something, just let me know. And if not, I'm happy to answer.
Well, regarding the PhD options, I think this has been a constant topic, and we are this is currently in process, and we will be offering PhD positions soon, hopefully next year, starting already. So we will share a communication with all the students once we have these opportunities available for you to take part in. And regarding the modules that you mentioned, maybe Pejman has some information regarding that. Ideally, I would believe that if there is a possibility to transfer some of your credits from your previous studies, it should be possible. But again, it depends very much on the instructors and the professors, because the decision relies with them whether they are okay with the transfer.
Yeah, so maybe from my side, so that's something we need to discuss further on what can be possibly taken from your experience. So that there is no formal procedure for that at the moment. We can definitely check that. And for the PhD, from my understanding, is also, as Manisha mentioned, that is a work in progress. And I think by the time, hopefully, when you finish your master, that's already sorted. And even towards the end of it, that's a good thing in Germany that you can start the research and then transition smoothly to a PhD after your master. And the other point would be with that much experience, I think so your worry should be a bit less, because I think at least the big portion of the first part you can go very fast. So I think that's also another good advantage. But for the exact transfer of your experience to ECTS, we need to discuss that, I think, further.
Sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
No, thank you so much for this question. I also wanted to add regarding the transfer of credits for experience. That's something that it's work in progress as well. And the procedure that would work is once you are admitted, we'll be able to evaluate all of that and let you know what modules, based on what program you have applied for, would be transferable. And we will inform you. The most important part is once you're admitted and enrolled, that you notify us about this, and then we will take it further, and the final decision will be made. So that is more or less how it would work. And we also have in the chat another question about the PhD. This is a hot topic. Many people keep asking. So yes, it's definitely going to be happening. We're working on this. We cannot give an exact deadline, but I would say in a year or so, we should have it ready. So by the time you would graduate, it should be available. And also all the most updated information will be on our website. So as soon as we have something set in stone, it's going to be live. So I also recommend that now and then you keep rechecking for most updated information or reach out to us again. But thank you for these questions.
No, thank you, Nicolita and Manisha, as well as Dr. Pejman. Really appreciate the support and the answers.
Thank you so much for taking
Thank you.
part in today's webinar. I think there might be some more questions. Okay, so that was about the PhD.
Yeah.
I will also like to give more time and space in case there are more questions. You can speak, or you can make sure that you type. I think there's one more person who'd like to share. I'm going to allow to speak. And if you could unmute yourself and ask the question, that would be great.
Yeah, hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Hello, nice to meet you, and thank you so far for this webinar here. I have indeed several questions concerning the masters there. One question is regarding the English language skills. Is it enough, for example, by having English as a major in German Abitur for giving the proof there? The second question is, can you provide a module handbook for the different modules there, where there is maybe a more detailed outline about the modules itself? And the last question is regarding the master's thesis and the master's project that was there. Did I got it right? So those two are not necessarily connected, but they can be connected, or how can I understand this?
Thank you so much for this question. I'll give you an answer to the first one. I assume Manisha will have an answer to the second one, and Dr. Najafi to the third one. So with English proficiency, we aim on having a B2 level, right? So usually if you have studied at least 2 years or worked for 2 years in English environment, that should be okay. In certain cases, if, for example, if you feel like with studying English as part of your German Abitur, you have a level, the high enough level to do this, it's great. As an alternative, we can also offer you an English interview. We'll have a chat where I ask you different questions just to see your level, because the aim is for you to have a successful experience. So if that is met, then we can move forward, and that would suffice.
Okay, sounds great.
Great. Okay, now coming to the module handbook. If you could maybe write us an email after this webinar, we'll be happy to share additional details about the specific program, the electives that you'll have, and hopefully the topics as well. And yeah, that should hopefully answer all the questions that you have regarding the study program.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
And I guess I will follow up with the last question. Your question was the transition from the security master group project to the thesis, if I understood correctly.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So what usually end up being the case is, most likely they will be connected, but I mean that is depending on the person and the professor. But usually what ends up happening is that as you do work in a group on a problem that is put there by probably an organization or an enterprise that we work with, so that whenever they say we've got this challenge, we want this group of students to work on it, and you will work together to solve that challenge. Once you've done that, of course, you cannot finish the whole thing completely so that it's production ready for the enterprise or for basically going further. And usually what ends up happening is that students take these paths further and say, okay, I really like what I worked on, specifically going deeper on this topic, and then they end up working on it. I hope I answered the question until the end. So the thesis you can switch up after your project, but mostly people end up working on a topic that they did as a group project.
Okay, so the method experience there, or this math, yeah, is a group work as well. Then it's not individual.
Yes, the group challenge that you face before the master thesis. So there's two things. Yes, that one is a group one, and then your master thesis will be your individual one, who will most likely you would focus on something that you did in the past, but just deeper.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you for these questions. Are there any other questions you'd like for us to address? If not, then I would like to share the last slide for your reference so you can see all the information and the details, how you can reach out to us. We have been already in touch with someone new. So yeah, here you can see all the details. For any questions, you can reach us via the website, social media, or email. We look forward, hopefully welcoming you soon as a German UDS student. And with that being said, dear speakers, dear participants, thank you for your time and contribution to this webinar.
Thank you, everyone. And it was really great that you went ahead and asked all the questions that you have. So hopefully we answered them. But if you still have any more questions, just write to us and we'll be happy to share more information.
Thank you. Wishing everyone a great rest of the day. And talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.